Hey guys, it's Matt from Mr. Matt's Arcade. Here's a video showing you how to add games to the Pandora Max 3D game board. I've been waiting to put this video out because I was going to wait until I got some screen capture software and a microphone so I could make a better video that you guys could see easier. But it seems like people are still trying to figure out how to add games, so I figured I'd put this video out now, and I can always make a nicer one down the line if needed. So to add games to the game board, you want to take your SD card out of the board, put it in an SD card reader, and put it in a Windows PC. And this is what the file contents will look like. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to the lib folder, lib, and we're going to open up the startgame.sh file so I can show you a couple of things. So this file is what tells the database file which emulator to use. So if you look through here, there is a bunch already on, and then you could also easily edit this to add more. And there's also some extra cores on the game board that aren't in this file either, so you could play with those. But I won't go through and read them all, but you have 0, which is FBA Alpha 2012. 1 is Nestopia. Since we're talking about arcade, I'll show you the two arcade ones. So you have 4, which is MAME 2003. And then 18, which is MAME 2016. It's actually MAME 2010. They just have it labeled wrong. So if you're adding an arcade game, you'd use either 4 or 18, depending on if you're using MAME 2003 ROMs or MAME 2016. So you can read through all the different numbers and see the different cores that are available, and you can look it up to see what core those systems are for. And then the other one to show you is the SD card we're looking at right now has Pandora Max installed. So as you can see, the guys added a new entry, number 9000, which is Bash Launcher. That's their way of adding different scripts so they can run scripts from the game menu. All right, so that file will tell you the different emulator numbers. And then you want to go to the res folder and look for a file called games.db. That's the games database file. Yours will look a little different than this because I have several different database files on here because I was playing around with adding different games and systems. But you open up the games database file and you want to download and install DB browser for SQLite. Then you go up to this tab here, browse data, click on the tables here, and go to table.en. This is your English display name. As you can see, I went ahead and added a system suffix to all the game names to make it easier to know which game you're looking at on the game menu. So to add a new game, you go down to New Record. And you add, this first one is the game number. So right now it'd be 10,020. As I already have added several games to this. And the name of the game that we are adding is Test Game. So this is your display name, so write it out however you would like it to look on the game menu. Click out of the box, right there, it says Test Game. And then you go up here to Write Changes. And then we'll go to the next table, table en match. This one isn't necessarily needed, but this is your search name. So do new record, type your game number in, and this game board is set to search by the first letter of the game or the entire name. So I follow suit, and you do a capital letter first, and then lowercase the name of the game. So in this case, it's capital T and then test game. Click out of the box, click write changes, go up here to table game. This one has a lot of different things. The easiest way to do it, until you're sure what each one of these columns means, is just to duplicate a record of a game you already know. So in this case, we're going to be adding a MAME 2010 game. So I'm going to find Golden Tee 3D because I already know that that is a MAME 2010 game. So under game here, you can search for it, and then right click and do duplicate record. Then exit out of that little search, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and here you will have the duplicate record that you just did. So now we're going to go in and change it. So the first one is your game number, 10,020 in this case. The next one, under game, this is your file name. Test game. The next one, suffix, is your file extension. In this case, it's .zip. The next one, video ID, you want that to be the same number as the game number. And I'm not sure what class type is. Game type, this is your emulator number. So in this case, 18 for MAME 2010. Hard, I think you can set the difficulty. Path, this is the location of your ROM. So for arcade games, it's SD card /games/CPS. Not sure what mode is. Category, I believe, is the category as far as shooting or trackball or any of that stuff. Favorites, if you want to automatically add it to a favorite, you could change that from 0 to 1. Visibility, if you wanted to hide it, you could change it from a 1 to 0. Lives, I think it's the default lives it starts with. Vertical, if it's a vertical game, you would change that 0 to a 1. I'm not sure exactly if coin time or players' coins. And then you have hide save state. So if you didn't want the save state displayed, you could put in a 1 or a 0 there. Not sure what DLFS path is. I think maybe it's if you needed an MRAM file or something else. Yep, looks like if you needed a MVRAM file, you would put the path to that in there. Then en match, again, is your search name. SP match and ZH match are the different languages. I think since en match is on this page, I'm not sure if you actually have to do it on the one that says table en match. I haven't really tested it yet. So that's it. That's how you add a game. So you duplicate record, then you change the game ID, change the game name to your file name. Suffix is your file extension. Video ID is your game number. 18 game type, that is your emulator number. Path is your file path where your ROM is. And then you go down to enmatch and change that to the search name as well. And then you hit write changes. And you're all done. So quick recap was table en, you do new record, scroll down to the end, type in your game number and game name. Enmatch, new record, go down to the bottom, type in your game number and the search name, how you want it to show up in the search function. Table game. The easiest way, like I said, until you know what each one of these different columns does, is just find a game that's using the same emulator that you want. I did Golden Tee 3D because I knew that was a MAME 2010 game. You just find that game, you right click, do duplicate record, and then you scroll down to the bottom, change the game number, change the game name, change the extension if needed, and change the video ID. And then you just scroll down to the end and change the enmatch, write changes, and you're all done. So then the other thing to show you is where the games, where your ROMs are. So there's this game folder. These are all your different ROM folders. They're all pretty self-explanatory as far as which one. You'll know CPS is your arcade games. Both Final Burn Alpha and MAME games go into that folder. So then you would just copy your ROMs there. And for a video, you want an MP4 format, and you want it to be the same name as the game. So in this case, mine is testgame.zip is the game file, ROM file. And then testgame.mp4 is the video file. So shift, click on both of those, right click, copy, go back to your CPS folder, right click, paste. It copied your new game and your movie file. And then you just eject the SD card. You eject the SD card, put it back in your game board, fire it up, scroll to the end of the 2D list, or 3D if you added a 3D game, and your new game should display. Try loading it up. If it boots up and plays, you're all set. You just added a new game. Alright, thanks guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, game on, my friends. If you have any questions, just send me a message or leave a comment. Thanks.